Charlemagne, say the gang, dunk it other day, man.
You are a donkey.
The Breakfast Club.
Yes, Donkey of the Day for Monday, April 23rd goes to Real Housewives of Atlanta star Kim Zolciak. That's how you pronounce her name?
Yes.
Kim Zolciak? Zolciak? You watch the show? I don't.
Zolciak.
Now, I'm all for freedom of speech, freedom of expression, freedom of thought. Everybody has the right to say what they want. Everybody has the right to express themselves how they want. Everybody has the right to think what they want. I stumbled upon a play called Inherit to Win. It was published in 1955, and one of the themes of the play is that during this period, people stopped expressing their thoughts, beliefs, or ideas because they were afraid they would lose their livelihood or worse. You know, I don't want to live in a time period like that. I don't want people to be afraid to express themselves, to speak their minds, to think freely. I believe in the words of Evelyn Beatrice Hall. I may not agree with what you have to say, but I'll defend to the death your right to say it. Well, maybe not to death, but I'll defend your right to say it. Now, with that said, you can have freedom of thought, freedom of expression, freedom of speech, but remember it works both ways. So you can say what you want. But if it's stupid, I have the freedom to give you the credit you deserve for being stupid. And if what you have said is not the truth, I have the freedom to call you a devil-damn liar. And that brings us to Kim Zolciak. Now, I don't watch Real Housewives of Atlanta. I have better things to do with my time, like absolutely nothing. Which, by the way, is my favorite pastime. But apparently Kim Zolciak has some thoughts about racism in America, or should I say the perceived racism in America. Let's hear it.
This whole racism thing in this day and age is bullshit. Like, every one of those motherfuckers on that couch owe this world a apology for this racism shit. They already tried to claim that shit long ago, Sheree, as you know. Nobody really bought into it because the social media wasn't there and racism wasn't all that real.
What? I got to read what she said because it's hard to understand mayonnaise when it's mad and mumbling. Let me see. She said, this whole racism thing in this day and age is BS. Like to every one of those mother effers on that couch owes this world an apology for this racism stuff. If social media wasn't there, racism wasn't all that real. So let me hear it again now that I read it.
This whole racism thing in this day and age is bullshit. Like, every one of those motherfuckers on that couch owe this world a apology for this racism shit. They already tried to claim that shit long ago, Sheree, as you know. Nobody really bought into it because the social media wasn't there and racism wasn't all that real.
Let's unpack this. Kim says the whole racism thing in this day and age is BS. I agree. Racism is BS, and it's been BS in every day and age. Racism has never not been BS in any era, okay? Racism is played out. It's a dated concept, and I can't believe in 2018 people are still racist, but that's not what Kim is talking about, okay? That's not what Kim is talking about at all. What else did she say? Like, to every one of those mother effers on that couch owes this world an apology for this racism stuff. Kim, I don't even know what you're trying to say, okay? Why do a group of black women have to apologize for racism in America? Kim, your ancestors were the oppressors. Okay, your people should be apologizing for racism, all right? That right there is the epitome of white privilege. The fact that you, a white woman, would ask a group of black women to apologize for racism in America. And then to say if social media wasn't there, racism wasn't all that real. That's terribly worded, by the way. If social media wasn't there, racism wasn't all that real. You know how I always tell white people to use their privilege to combat prejudice? This is the exact opposite of that, okay? This is a prime example of a white person using their privilege to act like problems that affect minorities don't exist, all right? It's not that if social media wasn't there, racism wasn't all that real. If social media wasn't there, then all these racist acts wouldn't be caught on camera, and it would make it easier for white people like you to ignore them. But here's the reason I don't worry about expressing people that express themselves like this, or this is the reason I don't worry about speech like this, or the reason I don't worry about thoughts like this. See, the truth is, we all know racism is real. That's not even a debate. Like, I'm not about to argue with someone on whether or not racism is real. Okay, same way I don't argue with people about Chick-fil-A being delicious. All right. In fact, I would entertain a debate about Chick-fil-A being delicious before I engage in a debate about racism being real, because the taste of Chick-fil-A is all a matter of opinion. Do you think Chick-fil-A is delicious, Envy?
I sure do.
Okay, well, we don't have to argue. Do you think racism is real?
Yes.
I don't care if you thought it wasn't, okay, because it is real. All right, racism being real is a fact. It's the truth. Always has been and always will be. And when it comes to the truth, always remember that the truth is still truth, even if you don't believe it. And racism is still racism, even if you don't believe it exists. Please give Kim Zolciak the biggest hee-haw.
Charlemagne the God here, and today's Donkey of the Day is brought to you by the Law Office of Michael S. Lamonsoff. Don't be a donkey and call my friend Michael if you've been hurt in a construction accident. 212-962-1020. That's 212-962-1020. Don't be a donkey.